I ran into Fernando of Bulls Bikes. How's it going, man?
Hey, doing fine, thanks. How are you?
Awesome. I'm great. Thanks for letting me check out the bikes. I've been hearing a lot of excitement around the brand. I think you've been in the United States for maybe a year now, not too long, and relatively new brand here, but you've been all over, everywhere else. I think you were saying Australia, all over Europe, maybe even New Zealand.
Yeah, Bulls it's been doing this international expansion, and right now we are in Australia, New Zealand, Russia, South America, now in the United States.
United States. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. This system that we're looking at right here, this is one of the more affordable full suspension bikes with a premium drive system, Bosch, that I've seen out there. This is the 29E 3FS RSI. You got this other bike over here that I'm going to check out separately. That one has the Bros motor. Pretty cool, but I don't want to get too distracted. What I love about the Performance CX drive on the Bosch unit here is that it offers even more torque. So this is 75 Newton meters versus just 60 on a traditional Bosch Performance drive system. And of course, that's because this is a mountain bike. Like, you want to go out, hit the trails, have some good climbing power. This is a Class 1 pedal assist electric bike, goes up to 20 miles per hour. And what I was noticing here is that you had a 15-tooth sprocket up front. That's smaller. Some of the road bikes with the Bosch system, they have, road or city bikes, they have like 20 tooth. So fewer teeth, it gives you a little bit more of a climbing, a torque advantage, lower RPM. And then you actually have 11 speeds back here, 11 to 40 teeth with that extra big sprocket. This is Shimano Dior XT derailleur, great stuff. I also love that you have like a bash guard going on right here. And this reminded me of like High Bike. They have the sprocket equalizing system. Really, it's just kind of a chain tensioner. It lifts it, it elevates it, and it looks like it's also narrow, wide teeth, so that's going to keep the chain from slipping. And look at this. It's got like an aluminum skid plate going on right here to really protect the motor. It's nice, each one of these systems is sort of customized by the manufacturer, in this case Bulls, and I can see that the battery has this cuff around it, a little bit of shielding going on, just to kind of bring it into the frame along with those stickers and stuff. It's a nice looking bike. Sounds like it comes in this one color, matte black, gloss white with a little bit of blue accents going on. And this looks like kind of a 4-arm horse link suspension. Really nice, kind of isolates bob and stuff if you're pedaling. But then we got the RockShox Monarch with adjustability here, lockout and rebound. That's what that little red sprocket thing right there is. So if you can twist that. Same thing up front, except it's got remote lockout. So right up here, you can just tap that if you need to. Say you're climbing and you want to reduce that bob. Again, 30.9 millimeters on the seat post, which is going to be great for potentially doing a dropper or something if you needed to. But it's a full suspension bike, so you probably don't need to worry too much about adding like a thud buster or a body float. The brakes on this are Shimano I think it's 615. Yeah, Dior. Good stuff, like tiny little levers. You can just pull them with a couple fingers. You don't have to overwork yourself. 180 millimeter rotors, front and rear. And of course, quick release, 15 millimeter through axle up front, 142 by 12 millimeter in the rear. Quick release, I love that. We were talking about, bringing these bikes around with you. This one's 49 pounds, so it's not super heavy, but the full suspension, it adds up some of the weight. Being able to deal with flats and stuff like that on the trail without having extra tools with the quick release, I'm always a fan of that. And I love these rubber kind of like slap guards that I'm seeing here. It's just going to keep that chain off of that rear swing arm from chips and stuff. Definitely seems like you guys have thought a lot about the details and stuff. Schwalbe Rocket Rons down here. It looks like Evolution light skin. That might be, is that like a puncture protection thing, the light skin?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, very good. That's nice. It sucks when you're out there and you get like a flat on the trail. I always call this out, no bottle cages or anything, no rack mounts, but it's a mountain bike. You wear your Camelback or whatever. Looking up here, we've got some ergon locking grips. That's pretty cool. I like ergon. These ones are a little more flat. That's sort of the style for mountain biking. And then maybe, I think this was like a 3 degrees, relatively flat stem, maybe down angled a little bit, a couple risers, and a tapered head tube going on. There's a lot to appreciate here. I think what's unique, what stood out to me the most was just what you've done around the motor, just to make it more durable and keep that chain from dropping. And the narrow ride sprocket thing, the little tensioner, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that. Have you ridden this much off-road yourself?
Yeah, I've been quite a few times here on it.
A lot of fun. We were talking about, back home, some really nice trails. I wish we had access to more trails here today, but I'm just thrilled to get up and close. What are these? Just the Welgos, kind of cage style. If we're over here looking at the other side of the battery, can see it's got like a little LED readout for charge level, and this one's been demoed, so you see some scratches and stuff, and the battery's been taken down a little bit. But I love that you don't have to take the battery off in order to charge it. There's just this little rubber cover, so you can charge it right on the bike. Of course, the battery is removable. It's 5.2 pounds, so that helps to reduce the overall weight of the bike and create some clearance for hanging it on a rack if that's the style you've got. Just really nice that way. I guess we might want to come up here and talk about the Intuvia system next. This is a removable display. There's a little tab on the back and you can slide it off, or there's a little set screw you can lock it on if you want to. Really big, easy to see, backlit. It swivels, everything you'd want to see. And it has these remote button pads, so you can kind of arrow up or down with plus or minus relative to change your assist level. Right now it's an off. What we're seeing in the middle is speed, miles per hour. 5 ticks on the battery. There is no battery percentage, which is one of the things I'm like, it'd be nice to have, because those are 20% increments. But, you know, it's still nice that it has any kind of battery display. And then down here we've got our odometer. If I press the information button here or here, it's going to switch, give me trip distance, clock, max speed, average speed, trip time, and range. Range is sweet because as you change assist level, it's going to dynamically tell you how far it thinks you can go. So in eco mode right now, it's saying like 47 miles. That's intense. And of course, it depends on the terrain. These are going to have higher rolling resistance because they're knobby, right? So there's more friction and stuff. They're a little bit wider, but you're still going to get excellent just efficiency. You know, it's the drive system's pulling that chain. As you change gears, you're creating just an easier time for the motor, and it's got kind of like a 90 to 100 RPM kick in. It measures your bicycle speed with this traditional magnet, like speed sensor thing, your cadence, and the torque. So this is one of the most responsive systems that I've tested, and that's really out there. It's like 100 times per second or something. It's crazy like that. So we're coming back up here to the display. I'm gonna arrow up again to tour. We see the range estimate drop to 24, and then all the way up to turbo, 15 miles. So really depends on how you ride it, but I love that feedback. And I think it does some sampling, so there's chunks of time, and it is somewhat dynamic that way. Again, the display is removable, the little console is not, and there is a walk mode, but it's not active in the US versions because they wanted to really be strict about this is class 1, which is like, Air fork, by the way, that's what helps keep it light at that 49 pounds. I think that's it, you know, 3 sizes so you can find the right fit. I've been impressed. You know, one of my favorite bikes like a year or two ago was the high bike FSRX, full suspension cross country. That's what this is, full suspension cross country. And Bosch has done a really good job. I might have mentioned the warranty earlier, but again, 2 years battery, motor, and then 5 years frame. Yeah, just really, really sweet with the through axles and everything. Might be time to hop on this thing. That sound good?
Let's do that.
Sweet. Would you mind hopping on it? I want to see someone riding it, see what the body position and everything. How tall are you, by the way?
179 centimeters.
179 centimeters.
I don't know how much.
Good luck.
5'9", maybe.
Sweet. Yeah, maybe 5'9". I'm 5'9", so okay. Sweet. You just kind of ride it around a little bit here right in front of me.
Okay.
There he goes. Sweet. Oh yeah, I can see their suspension working. A little bunny hop. Okay, my turn. Good job checking, man. I don't want to have an accident out here. You got your helmet on.
You want to try it?
Yeah,
right.
Do it.
Want me to film you?
No, that's okay. I'm going to take it with me. Okay. I'm going to start out on eco, and then, you know, you can look down here. You can still pedal backwards on this bike, and you can ride it like a normal bike, unassisted. But you'll see how quickly it responds. And, you know, again, eco, this is the lightest mode. See a little tiny bit of delay, just letting you know that the motor's actually working. But otherwise, just one of the most responsive systems. When you're at a low RPM like we are right now, you really don't hear it, but it is a geared motor. So as I arrow up to turbo, there we go. And I mean, look, we're already at 20 miles per hour. It happens so fast with these Bosch bikes. For, you know, full suspension mountain bike, even though we're riding on the flats on like paved concrete, it's still so impressive to me how fast you can kind of get going and, you know, just take it easy. Oh, and then this one has shift assist. So a minute ago, there was an arrow coming up and it was saying like shift down, your RPM is, you know, higher than it needs to be efficient. So that's cool. It's a neat system. Bosch also has shift sensing, so you can probably hear it. It's gonna go a little easier on the chain and stuff, and maybe save those sprocket teeth. Man, it's just super powerful. Really tight. Like the whole system's feeling great. Well, as we were pointing out earlier, Bulls has a whole bunch of different bikes, and they use all these different drive systems out there. You know, whether it's Bosch or Bros, and I think there might even be like a Suntour drive system. Neat to see, cool to have some other like bigger, more legit brands coming. These guys started in, I think it was like 1994 and 2007. They had some athletes that won some titles in Europe, and maybe like 2010 has been e-bikes, and now, you know, 2015, 2016 starting in the US. Very exciting to see. Thanks again, Fernando, I really appreciate it. For the full write-up on this with some more specs and maybe some feedback if you're in Europe and you have one of these and you love it, sound off, and I'll see you back at the site. Ride safe.